The gift of fear: how intuition becomes your survival guide. What is fear? In modern society, it's often labeled as something negative, a weakness we need to conquer. But picture this. You're walking down a dark street late at night, hearing rapid footsteps behind you, your heart races, your palms sweating. That fear isn't useless. It's your body sounding an alarm, warning you of potential danger. The Gift of Fear, written by Gavin de Becker, a seasoned expert in predicting violence, reveals that fear isn't just a natural instinct, it's a gift for survival. This audiobook summary will take you deep into the essence of fear, unpacking its scientific roots, real-life stories, and practical ways to harness it in your daily life. Let's start with a question. Have you ever ignored that gut feeling of unease and regretted it later? Part 1. The Truth About Fear: A Built-in Survival Signal. Fear doesn't come out of nowhere. It's a skill humans have honed over thousands of years of evolution. Gavin de Becker kicks things off with a biological lens, spotlighting the amygdala, the brain's fear command center. When a threat looms, the amygdala reacts before you even process it, pumping adrenaline to prep your body for fight or flight. This response is lightning fast, way quicker than rational thought, because survival doesn't wait for you to think it over. Back in ancient times, if our ancestors paused to analyze a predator, they'd have ended up as lunch. Today, that same instinct kicks in, just with sneakier threats like a shady figure on the corner or a hidden risk in a close relationship. This instinct traces back to how humans survived in the wild. Evolutionary biologists say fear was nature's way of weeding out the slow to react. In primitive jungles, those who sensed danger fast and bolted lived to pass on their genes. It's not unique to us: deer bolting at a snapping twig, birds taking off when the wind shifts oddly. What sets humans apart is how our fear blends raw instincts with higher thinking, creating the complex tool we call intuition. Brain science backs this up. The amygdala teams up with the prefrontal cortex, letting us react fast yet still analyzing. Take seeing a snake: your amygdala screams danger, but your prefrontal cortex figures out if it's a harmless pet or a deadly viper. So why do we ignore these signals so often? De Becker points to modern life's distractions. A culture obsessed with logic makes us doubt our guts, and social norms push us to hush our unease. Imagine you're in an elevator, and someone gives you the creeps, but you stay quiet because you don't want to seem rude. That silence can cost you. The book shares a chilling example. A woman met a stranger in her apartment hallway who offered to carry her bags. She felt uneasy but didn't say no. Turns out, he followed her inside and nearly turned violent. This story shows intuition isn't random. It's your subconscious picking up on subtle cues like his eyes, his tone, or an offbeat step. Science doubles down on this. Studies show we can spot a threatening face in just 0.1 seconds faster than any other expression. That's because our brains are wired to recognize patterns, even if we can't explain why. In one experiment, people glimpsed strangers' photos for mere moments and still pegged aggressive types with 65% accuracy. It's not magic, it's your brain's evolution-trained ability to read micro-expressions and postures. De Becker calls it your body's radar, stressing it's not mystical but a natural survival gift. This section makes it clear: fear isn't your foe, it's your ally, if you learn to listen to its whispers. Part 2. Decoding intuition from signals to action. So if fear matters this much, how do you tell when it's real? The book explains that intuition isn't the same as anxiety or prejudice, it's a snap reaction tied to the moment. Walking down the street, if someone gets too close and stares, that unease is intuition. Fearing every stranger is just anxiety. De Becker paints it vividly. Intuition is a compass pointing to danger, while anxiety is fog clouding your view. To break it down, he lists 7 key signals: nagging unease, lingering doubt, a weird vibe, unexplained tension, Physical alerts like a racing heart, odd surroundings like eerie silence, and micro-expressions from others. These don't stand alone, they weave together. Take this case. A woman in a parking lot felt off about a guy nearby. She brushed it off as paranoia at first, but then she clocked him glancing back repeatedly, hands stuffed in his pockets. She bailed fast, and good thing, because police later hid him as a serial attacker. This proves intuition isn't just a hunch, it's your brain piecing together details on the fly. Psychologists call it thin slicing, your mind pulling patterns from scraps of info in seconds. But how does intuition even work? De Becker ties it to your subconscious memory bank. You might not recall why someone spooks you, but your brain's already linked their actions to past red flags. Research shows people who faced attacks pick up threats faster. Their subconscious has a thicker file of warning signs. It's not a conscious memory, it shows up as a gut twist or goosebumps. He likens it to your inner archivist, quietly sorting your survival lessons. Still, intuition isn't foolproof. The book admits it can misfire, especially when you're stressed, amplifying harmless signals. One guy at an airport freaked out over a routine security check, mistaking it for danger, and missed his flight. That false alarm came from emotions on overdrive, not intuition gone wrong. Experts say this ties to the fight or flight response. Getting twitchy in our high-pressure world, adrenaline can spark over nothing. So how do you dodge these mix-ups? De Becker suggests: pause, breathe deep, scan for more clues, and check your gut with a rational filter. Ask yourself, what exactly am I scared of? What's the evidence? The real takeaway here is action. Intuition's worth isn't in feeling it, it's in what you do next. Ignoring it costs way more than a moment's awkwardness. Whether it's ditching a sketchy spot or calling for help, acting turns intuition into power. One woman in a bar sensed a guy staring too long, no proof, but she left early. Smart move, he'd spiked drinks before. This shows intuition isn't just a bell, it's a call to move. De Becker wraps it up tight: fear is a gift, but you've got to unwrap it to use it. Part 3: Fear in Action, Real-World Lessons. Theory's great, but stories hit harder. The book's packed with real cases showing how intuition saves lives. One sticks out: a late-night convenience store clerk faced a guy acting off. He paced, eyes darting, hands buried in his pockets. She got a bad feeling, no hard proof, but she faked a call, saying cops were on the way. He bolted and turned out, he was a gun-toting robber. This nails how intuition skips words and reads the vibe. She later said, "I can't explain it, my whole body screamed danger." That's intuition's edge, it acts before your head catches up. Another case dives into workplace violence. An employee noticed her co-workers shifting quiet, cold stares, grumbling about the company. Nothing blatant, but she flagged it to HR. Days later, he showed up armed thanks to her heads up. Disaster was dodged. Digging deeper, he'd plotted an attack. Her guts saved dozens. It's not just personal, it's communal. De Becker says her knack came from knowing his usual patterns, that silence wasn't shyness, it was bottled rage. Here's a fresh one. A young guy jogging in a park felt someone trailing him. A quick glance showed a hoodie, head down, moving fast like he was hiding something. No overt threat, but he sprinted to a crowd anyway. Good Call News later reported a robbery nearby that night. This shows intuition can flag what might be, not just what is. De Becker calls this fuzziness its superpower, acting before proof piles up. Now, a trickier one. A woman on a date felt uneasy. Her new guy was charming, but he kept fishing for her address and cutting her off mid-sentence. She chalked it up to first date nerves, yet the discomfort stuck. She canceled the next date. Turns out, he'd been busted for stalking. This highlights how emotions can blur intuition's warnings in relationships. De Becker advises jotting down what bugs you, his tone, his look, then reviewing it later to sort real from fake. But there's a flip side when intuition gets ignored. One woman dated a guy who set off alarms, controlling, moody swings. Love made her push it down, thinking he'll change. She ended up a domestic violence survivor. She remembered feeling scared when he snapped, but talked herself out of it. It's a harsh lesson. Feelings can blind you, especially in closing bonds, turning fear into overthinking. De Becker's tip: step back, ask what you'd tell a friend in her shoes. What ties these stories together? Intuition's your first shield, not your only one. He backs it with stats. Thousands of U.S. violent incidents yearly, over half the victims saying, "I felt it coming." It's a wake-up call for us all. These tales show fear's raw truth. It's flawed but priceless. Part 4: Fear's Pitfalls: Why We Reject the Gift. With all this power, why do we shove intuition aside? De Becker breaks it into 3 traps: social pressure, self-doubt, and cultural baggage. First up, society hates overreacting. On a bus, you feel someone's off, but stay quiet to avoid looking paranoid. He says those polite rules can screw you over. One woman at a train station sensed a follower but didn't call it out, too embarrassed. She got robbed. Her takeaway: if I'd yelled, maybe I'd be fine. De Becker's take: better a minute of weird than a lifetime of regret. Next, self-doubt kills intuition dead. We're taught logic trumps feelings, so we question ourselves. Victims often say post-crisis, "I thought I was imagining it." An experiment proves it. Quick gut calls on trustworthiness hit 70% accuracy. Overanalyzing drops it to 50%. Thinking too hard dulls your edge. A student felt his roommate was shady but had no proof, ignored it, got robbed. That doubt, it's learned, not born. Lastly, culture screws us up. Some see fear as weakness. Guys especially get flack for admitting it. One man felt danger in a bar but stayed to look tough, got jumped. His buddies mocked his cowardice before training him to bury it. It's a gender trap twisting intuition. Women face it too expected to be nice, they skip saying no. How do you bust out? De Becker's got 3 steps. Accept fear as okay. Tell yourself, it's fine to feel this. Log your gut hits, write down unease, check if it pans out. Like suspecting a supermarket creep who turns out a thief, it builds trust. Practice saying no, turn down what feels wrong. A woman skipped a coworker's rideshare. Good thing he had a rap sheet. It rewires you against society's hush. Here's an extra bit. A worker sensed her boss's friendly tone hid critique. She asked, found a project snag, fixed it. Small wins like that stacked up. De Becker stresses actions starting tiny, like nixing bad coffee, to ditch these traps. Part 5: Sharpening Intuition, Making Fear Work for You. Intuition's a gift, but it takes practice. De Becker lays out tools to turn it into a daily asset. First, awareness drills. Spend 5 minutes a day noticing crowd shifts, sound changes, your body's cues. On the subway, who makes you edgy? Their eyes? Their strides? It tunes your signal radar. One reader caught a mall pickpocket faster after trying it. Second, scenario rehearsals. Picture threats, late night walks, odd knocks, and plan your moves. A woman rehearsed this and shook off a street stalker by faking a loud call, describing him. She said, "I'd run it in my head, so I didn't freeze." Start easy, say no to a salesperson, then level up. Third, trust tests. Act on small gut calls, skip a party, dodge a weird spot. Reflect on wins to build faith. A guy bailed on a deal, later learned the partner was a scammer. He said, "That sold me on my instincts." Skipping a lame hangout to nail a task, same vibe. Here's a new one. Signal journal. Jot down gut pings daily. Coffee shop guy creeped me out, kept staring, then see what holds. It maps your intuition's habits. A woman found her unease tied to body language, to close, eyes dodging. Balance is key. Intuition's not perfect, pair it with reason. Feel danger? Move first, think later. De Becker calls it a duet. Intuition leads, logic follows. A man left a mall on a hunch, saw smoke later smart combo. Part 6. Fear's limits where intuition fits in life. Intuition's not just for emergencies, it seeps everywhere. At work, it flags coworker vibes. At home, it catches kids' mood shifts. A mom sensed school trouble with her son, no words, just a feeling. She dug in, found bullying. It's a silent link between us. Science says moms hear baby cries sharper live in intuition. But it's got edges. It won't predict quakes or cancer, those need data, not guts. You can't feel an avalanche, but you can sense social static. De Becker's metaphor, a lighthouse for nearby rocks, not distant storms. Blend it with planning like a hiker who felt off, turned back, missed a blizzard. Deeper, it mirrors how we see life. Fear warns, but also cherishes. Scared of losing someone? It's a nudge to hold tight. De Becker ends personal. He ignored a hunch, lost a friend to a crash. That flipped him, fear's now his gift. It's raw warmth under the lessons. Part 7. Fear's echo. Intuition ties us together. Intuition doesn't just guard you, it binds us. The book hints at this social thread. A team member felt tension, smoothed it, skipped a blowout. It's our tribal wiring, spotting friends were FOs by voice alone. A teacher felt her class slump, no gripes, just a vibe. She lightened up, found a kid reeling from home chaos. It's reading eyes, slouches, quiet gaps. In crises, it unites. A mall fire, one guy yelled go from smoke, and stillness saved lives. It's ant colony instinct, so low, guts syncing up. Studies show threats spark this group mind. But it missteps. A wife thought her husband's secret was betrayal, not a surprise. Check it with talk, you seem off. What's up? It turns intuition into a bridge. Part 8. Wrap up. Embracing your fear. Fear's a gift, you just gotta take it. Stories prove intuitions are bone-in, smarts flawed, fierce. From a clerk's quick dodge to a mom's quiet catch, every listen shifts fate. De Becker's big ask: don't run from fear, dance with it. This isn't just a how-to, it's a mirror on danger, life, care. It says your inner voice cuts through the noise. Fear's not heavy, it's life's pulse. Next time unease hits, pause, ask, what's this telling me? Danger, love, maybe both. Picture this: two paths, one bright but off, one dim but calm. Which way? He doesn't say, your gut already knows. Fear guards your steps, your TIs, your meanings. Hug it, it's your truest guide.